Hey guys, today we're going to go over painting an old shutter. We're going to decorate this one to look like or represent the United States flag so that we can put it on our front porch for the 4th of July. Let's get started. First thing you want to do is wipe it down with a wet cloth and just get all that dirt and debris off. I used a white acrylic paint and painted the entire shutter and ended up doing 2 coats to cover it. So obviously the shutter is black, so it took a couple coats. As you can see here, the pattern goes white, red, white, red, white, red. So I went over the louvers that should be white and painted a 3rd coat over those. Next, I painted the red sections, and again I used just an acrylic red paint. I was careful trying not to get the red on the sides of the frame so that remained white. Again, I did 2 coats of the red as well. I took a vinyl star that I cut out using my cutting machine and basically used the louvers to measure where I should slice each section of the star so that it fit well in the blue section. I used a measuring tape so that I could center the star correctly in the shutter. I suggest keeping an eye on where you're placing your pieces so that you know which one goes where and in which direction. It's helpful. Also, be sure to press down pretty tightly on the vinyl and make sure that it's sealed pretty tightly so that paint doesn't seep underneath. I painted the top 8 louvers with the blue color, and I did end up doing 2 coats, although I worked pretty quickly so that way I could not allow the paint to dry completely before I wanted to tear the vinyl star off. So next comes the fun part of sanding, and you always want to make sure that you wear protective gear because you don't know how old the shutter might be and whether, lead paint may have been used. So be sure to cover your face with a mask and have fun sanding. I always start on the outer edges until I can get used to the feel of the sander and how new or old the sandpaper might be. That way, if you press down too hard, too soon, it'll be on the outside and most people won't see that. I used a Minwax stain called Early American 230 and I wiped it on, you can see here, with one side of the cloth, and then you can wipe it back off with the other clean side of it. You can also use a brush to wipe it on. That kind of got into the grooves a little bit better. And then, like I said, take the dry part of a rag and wipe it off. The more you wipe off, the lighter the stain will be. Be sure to wipe off of the sides where the excess may gather. I allowed the stain to dry overnight. The next morning I took it outside and sprayed it down with a matte sealant spray. And there you have it, a beautiful piece of Americana 4th of July decor for your front porch to help celebrate the holiday. If you like this tutorial and would like to see more, be sure to subscribe.